I've spoken about in previous videos that a lot of individuals come into trading or they come into investing or whatever it may be with the idea that winning is good, losing is bad. And I think we're all, brought up this way. We are, especially if you're in competitive sports, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But when we won or when we were quote unquote successful, we got a lot of praise, we got a lot of recognition, and we got to, in our mind, associate winning as good. And winning is very pleasurable, and when I win I get rewarded, and when I win I get all this dopamine and oxytocin and attention, and all these feel-good things come with winning. And then when you lose, you get punished, you get reprimanded, people say bad luck, and we learn over time to associate pain with losing. And I really think, and I've had the opportunity now to work with a lot of traders, some not so successful traders and some very successful traders. And it's very clear to me that it's this particular dynamic of winning is good, losing is bad, that is actually the thing that stops traders from having a successful trader's mindset. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about what that looks like, what a successful trader's mindset looks like. I'm also going to share ways you can start to reprogram your mind to start thinking like a professional trader, because that's really your job once you have a trading plan, once you have a successful edge with a strategy. Your job now is to start reprogramming your mind, start developing a successful trader's mindset. So I'm going to give you some really great insights on that in this particular video. If this is the first time checking into the channel, first and foremost, welcome. My name is Pat Bailouni, and I'm the founder of Master Your Trading Mindset, which is an education and performance coaching business. And we work with traders all around the world, helping them overcome the psychological challenges they face, and ultimately helping them get funded and sustaining and maintaining this funding. Now, if you don't already have a copy of the free Bulletproof Your Mindset tool, jump in the description below. Get it, it'll be extremely useful. It will sort of tie into what we're talking about today as well. And also check out the other links in the description, like our free Discord, access to the 12-week challenge, and also links to choosing the funded companies if you're going for funding. Okay, so let's cover a few things here. The first thing I want to cover is, what is a successful trader's mindset and why is it so difficult to develop one? Now, this is probably not new stuff to you guys, you probably already know this, but we're going to talk about how you can reprogram your mind to develop the successful trader's mindset. But a successful trader's mindset is really one that's probability based. It's one that thinks in probabilities and not in absolutes. If we have this idea that winning is good, losing is bad, then that disrupts the very thing we need to do as traders, because based on a probability, based on an edge, you're going to have to win and lose to be a successful trader. Okay? And that's really the key mindset shift I help my students in the 12-week challenge develop, is that perfection as a trader is both winning and losing. And success as a trader is both winning and losing. It encompasses both. And this is really the contradictory thinking that traders need to develop, the contrarian thinking to conventional standards in society, where winning is bad, winning is good, losing is bad. We can't have that thinking as traders. Winning and losing is both essential as a trader. And when we start to redefine our definition of a successful trader's mindset to encompass both winning and losing, you do a couple things. You first and foremost take a lot of pressure off your shoulders, and you realize you don't have to win all the time. And that's unrealistic, and no trader should be striving for that. And also, you take off the pressure that it's okay to lose, and losing is part of the game. And losing is actually essential to ensure your growth. Now, I've had the opportunity to study a few different disciplines, and one thing that's consistently clear in these different disciplines is that both the positive and negative is essential for growth. And as traders, it's no different. We need to win, we need to lose to continue to grow. It's especially when we get challenged through losses that we have our biggest breakthroughs, we have our biggest realizations, we have our biggest learnings and lessons. So losing is essential for growth. And that's just, that's a no-brainer. And I really want my students to see that you need to lose, and losing is essential to continue to develop as a trader, and also it's essential part of the probability model. Okay, so when we talk about, all right, so let's say a trader's watching this and they know, okay, Pat, I understand losing is part of the game, right? That's my ideal definition of a successful trader's mindset. But I just can't put myself in that position that I embrace losing as much as I embrace winning. And this is what I would love to share. If you want to start to reprogram your mind to start thinking like a professional trader, you have to understand that your brain is developed on association. And we learn to associate things. And you probably have billions, if not trillions and trillions of associations throughout your life towards pleasure when win, pain when lose. And this is really the thought process that winning is good, losing is bad. And this is all subconscious. This is what I've explained in my lecture on the subconscious mind. But we learn to associate pain to losing, pleasure to winning. And one of the exercises, or part of the exercise I get my guys and girls in the 12-week challenge to do, is to actually go back to those extreme emotional, the moments where they had the most extreme emotions, both positive and negative. And we go back to the most painful loss you've experienced as a trader, and I, in that moment, help you to start to see the other side of that experience by asking, what are the benefits? How did that serve you? What were the pleasures associated with that? How did that actually help you grow and develop as a trader? And what they start to do in that moment is they don't make it up, they just have a look, because the bias is what blocks you from seeing the other side. So the moment you get present in the moment, you ask a quality question, you can see the other side, it's there. And what starts to happen is they start to reassociate to that moment the positive associations to that initial loss. So when they go back to that moment, they not only see the pain, the negative, the challenge, but they also see the other side, the positive, the pleasure, the support in that moment. And little by little, they start to reprogram their mind to realize that losing isn't actually bad, right? And they start to embrace the outcome of losing because they now have realized that it has two sides to it. It has pain, yes, but also has pleasure. It's essential for growth. And same in reverse. You go back to, all right, let's go back to your most pleasurable win. The win you made the most money on, or the win you had that got you your funded account, or the win you had that was an immense, risk to reward. And we go back to that moment and I help them to start to see the other side to that win. So they're not addicted to winning, because it's the addiction to winning that drives the pain of losing. You have to be aware of that. So we start to ground winning, and I help them see that winning has the other side too. Winning has drawbacks. At times it leads to complacency and self-exaggeration and projecting low quality setups into the market. So we have to ground winning too, not to make it bad, but to make it neutral, to see it for what it actually is. So losing, stack the benefits, winning, stack the drawbacks until they're both neutral outcomes. And that's really what reprogramming your mind to be a successful trader is about. It's about reassociating what you've once associated to losing and reassociating what you've once associated to winning. And I didn't think this was possible and until I started to do studies with Dr. Demartini, his neurology studies, and he has a great methodology that shows you can start to rewire your brain. And you can really start, and you can actually go in there and you can start to actually get brain change to start thinking like a professional trader. And once I realized that, I did a lot of his studies and went through his qualifications, and this is what I want to bring to traders. This is what I know will help traders. This is what helped me. This is what helped hundreds of my clients. This is what I know will help you guys as well, is reassociating your brain and reassociating your associations to winning and losing, okay? So the ideal thinking of a professional or a successful trader is one that's neutral in the outcome. Because when you're neutral in the outcome, you stick to the process. You're not fearful if you lose, you're not greedy if you win. Or you may be slightly after it happens, but then you use the process, you ground yourself, and it allows you to go back to your trading plan. It allows you to execute the next position with a clear mind, focused on what's my edge, what's the market communicating to me, does my trading plan align with this? If it does, you execute, you make a process-based decision. If you don't, you sit on your hands, right? So learning to reassociate associations to the outcome of trading allows you to transcend your judgment on the outcome. No longer labeling losing as bad, you're no longer labeling winning as good, but you see them as neutral outcomes and you just go back to your processes. And I really think this is the key to traders breaking out the boom and bust cycle and traders getting consistent profits, because they no longer just go around trying to avoid losing, trying to seek after winning, which is unattainable because both winning and losing is part of a probability edge, but they start to get more grounded, they start to get more process-based, and they really start to build momentum in their trading because now they're focused on the process, they're not focused on the outcome. So hopefully this was insightful. If you want to go deep into this particular principle, I cover it in great extent in my 12-week challenge. That's really the place to be. And we've seen enormous and such successful results with that when traders learn the process, they start to rewire their brain, they start to think as professional traders do. But get the free Bulletproof Your Mindset tool. Comment any questions below. Check out the free Discord. I'm in there so you can message me. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care.